Keeper, 550 and 842 guns in the 701. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Todd.
Morning.
Time to get this weekend going. Time to get Freedom Friday running.
Absolutely.
Up in the Pacific
Sounds great.
Northwest, where's the gun control crowd? Where are they at? Crickets.
Oh, yeah, they get a little bit silent when they don't go their way, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. And it's okay
Yeah,
to put, did you hear they put an inflatable pool at some encampment, shall we say, out there in Seattle?
Yeah, so that they can supposedly beat the heat. I bet it's going to become a sludge inside after all the bathing that's done.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Ugh. I ain't stepping in that thing. Don't look at me.
Oh, can't imagine. I wonder who's going to maintain those. I bet it won't be the homeless.
Let's get the health department over there to shut it down. Excuse me. You're missing your chlorine requirements? I could just see
I imagine it's going to be a big failure, another government failure, just as their gun control that they passed in that state.
Yeah. Well, it works so well in Chicago. Let's try it everywhere else, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We should keep trying at failure, but that's what government seems to do best. They passed two initiatives out there here in Washington State not too long ago, but guess what? The homicide body count keeps going up, even after all of their utopian gun control initiatives and passage. And it's interesting to put out those stats. I mean, they passed this baby, both these. They were backed by billionaires, of course. And then the stats went up. 594, or initiatives 594 passed in 2014 and 1639 passed in 2008 or 2018. Since then, homicides increased 96%. Slayings have went up to an all-time high with 16.6% increase. And there are now 338 murders logged, which is above the 294, whatever it was the year before. So it's not working. It's not working, and the gun control people are just completely silent. Nothing. Not a word out of them, which don't surprise me.
Well, Clay, that's impossible. It was common sense gun control that they passed, right? In Initiative 594, which passed in 2014, it called for universal background checks, right? Because that's just the magic bullet for everything for them is a universal background checks, right?
Oh yeah, that's
I see what you did there, Magic Bullet. I see what you did there. That's clever. You've been waiting all day to do that one, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Since last night, even, Todd. And Initiative 1639, which passed in 2018 because their magic bullet in 2014 didn't work, which they said it would, that prohibited the sales of so-called semi-automatic assault rifles to young adults 18 to 20 years old. And it just they always want these things, these assault weapons bans, background checks. And, I mean, this is proof positive right here. This stuff's a miserable failure. And that didn't work, Clayton, so their attorney general tried what?
Well, he called for more unconstitutional gun control, what they're doing, and wants more passage and more measures.
Well, not only, he got two gun control initiatives, and on top of those, he got the Washington legislature to pass, again, a large capacity magazine ban, which right now it's 10 rounds. In New York, it's 7 rounds or less. And Joe Biden and Obama don't think you should have more than 2 rounds. And they did that, and then they just expanded the assault weapons ban to all semi-automatics, not just 18 to 20-year-olds, but everybody. It's assault weapons ban in Washington State now.
Well, they even created a brand new definition for semi-automatic assault rifle. I mean, it essentially banned them all. That they actually reinvented that actual term, and it banned everything.
Yep, and then, Clay, there's Senator Patty Murray. She's a real enlightened one there out in Washington State. It was on Sunday. She was tweeting, "We have a gun violence epidemic in this nation that will not solve itself. To protect our families, communities, and children, we need to pass common sense gun safety measures, including a federal assault weapons ban." Why is that, Senator Murray? Because it's worked so well in Washington State? No, it hasn't. It's a failure. So
They double down
Yeah.
every time. They won't actually address the failures that they have. You know, in a private business, I kind of like what what the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms, their chairman, he says, in private business, if something repeatedly does not work, the plan is scrapped and the company tries something else.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, what an ingenious idea. It didn't work. It's failing, so we're going to try something else. I mean, it's just, and then get this. In private business, if you fail and you fail miserably, you're fired. Not in government. They just double down and we'll have a better version of failure.
By the way, that's not entirely true because I'm still here.
Oh, well, you must be hitting that low bar, Todd.
just escaping the low bar, just tripping over the low bar just enough. 848 gave our guns in the 701. What's Indianapolis's problem with the Second Amendment?
Oh,
Yeah,
go
they're,
ahead, Jamie.
they're kind of going like Washington State here, but just in the state, this Mayor Joe Hogsett, I think he's got bigger aspirations for the Democrat Party, but he and the city council passed their of course safety ordinance. Todd, you know their safety ordinance they passed, and these ordinances were, here we go again, a ban on semi-automatic assault weapons, increasing the purchasing age to 21. Requiring handgun licenses. I thought handguns weren't the problem. I thought it was assault rifles. And removing the concealed carry of firearms. Yeah, you know, to heck with all these constitutional rights. Let's just get rid of those. You know, because it just says the right to keep arms, right, Todd? Not keeping bear. And bear arms means you have it on you, right?
Sounds right.
Well,
not
I'm gonna add to
Mayor
that.
Joe Hogsett. Yeah, go for it, Clayton.
It ends constitutional carry, which we all know Indiana passed, so they have constitutional carry. Not only that, NRA was very successful in 2011. They were able to work with that General Assembly in Indiana, and they passed the preemption law, similar to what we have here in the Dakotas, both North and South Dakota, which prevents localities, that being municipalities or counties like Indianapolis, from passing and enforcing any kind of gun control of their own. So essentially, and the wording in the one in South Dakota when we worked on it, it basically says you cannot pass any kind of gun control or Second Amendment infringing policy that's stricter than that of the state. So in South Dakota, you absolutely can't, as a county, a municipality, a township, anything, you cannot pass legislation or policy or ordinances that will infringe, that are tougher than the state. And the state is very open. And that's exactly what they did in Indiana. Not only that, Indiana even passed a measure or a proposal measure, number 205, where it's going to recognize mom's demand confiscation. I just love that term. I stole it from you, Jamie.
That's what it means.
Recognizing them
That's really what it means.
for demonstrating an unwavering commitment to advocating for common sense. There's that term again, that crazy fake term of common sense.
Oh, see, that's
legislation.
you have to like it if they call it common sense. That way, there you can't hate it because then you hate common sense, and then you're really a meanie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They keep changing terminology.
So Mayor Hogg said he's just looking for a unique solution to the gun violence problem. Hey, Mayor,
Another term.
all your solutions aren't unique. They've been tried for decades and they don't work, man. Give it up.
Yeah, but I haven't tried it. I want to try.
Yeah, they're kind of like the
tread
kinda
harder,
like the
Daddy.
communists.
Tread harder.
Yeah, just like when they say, well, we just haven't tried communism in the right place in the right way yet. So let's try it again. I mean, that's always
Please.
been the mantra from that side.
Wait till I've left the world, and you can try that, and I'll prove to everybody else that's still here. Well, I don't want to suffer through it, but y'all can go ahead and have it once I'm gone. Then I won't care about that. Guns in the 701 on K-Fire. It's 851. Wolves apparently cutting the Wyoming mountain lion population. What's going on there?
Well, yeah, so the Smithsonian, which they don't usually reference them too much, but they did a study that basically studied the Wyoming wolves. And there are different areas. You got that greater Yellowstone pack area that they manage, and there are different areas within Wyoming where they do this. But they're finding out that it seems that the mountain lion population has been reduced by 48%, specifically in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. And they basically are blaming it on the wolves. Of course, this article, when you read it, it's a little bit slanted because no one wants to admit that the reintroduction of wolves was probably not a good idea. they do have a few things that outside of that area you can hunt wolves, right? So you get outside of that Yellowstone area, the wolves can be hunted and managed, and when you see that, the mountain lions aren't suffering as much. So that's just another key point that they're really not bringing out in this. And what's happening is you introduce another predator along with the grizzly bears and the mountain lions. Mountain lions have been at the top of the food chain actually for a long time till grizzlies and wolves come back. They are eating more of the prey, and they're seeing that out in Wyoming. They've seen a reduction in mule deer. They've seen a reduction in moose and in elk all across the state because of it. So there's less food. Well, the stronger of your predators, and I can tell you right now after being out there, wolves are a vicious predator. They do have packs. They do gang up, and they will take out any prey they want versus a mountain lion that more is a hunter and a stalker and kind of targets things in secret in wooded areas, not open areas. So there is a big difference in that. And let's remember, when they reintroduced the wolf into the Yellowstone area, it was not the native species, which was more like a prairie wolf. It was smaller. It wasn't near as predatory. They brought these ones in from Canada that are way bigger, stronger, and they are a killer. They're not just a predator; they're a killer, and that's the difference between here. And that's probably what's taken down everything as far as the mountain lions. They're killing the cubs. They'll go after the mothers, and the mothers will have to go maybe even forage for food elsewhere, and then they go kill the kittens. And that's basically what's happening according to this.
Guns of the 701. Hey, we're tight on time, but I got to ask you this question. I don't know if you saw, but some of the survivors in Buffalo from the grocery store shooting now suing the social media platforms.
That's actually a new one. I hadn't seen that one yet.
Yeah, that was a day or two ago. I saw that and I thought, oh, come on. Wait a minute now. Kill the messenger. Right?
What's their reasoning for suing them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my heart goes out to them. It was terrible what they went through, but at the same time, I don't know that, Zuckerberg is exactly to blame.
I'd say not. It's kind of funny.
Well, I mean, that's just me.
How are they blaming Zuckerberg?
Well, because it's showing all these images and all this stuff, and it's mean and common sense.
You suppose the left of Zuckerberg's going to use he's going to use a First Amendment right as his defense, even though he denies it to everybody else.
Whoa!
Well,
absolutely you will.
There we go.
Absolutely you will.
Guns of the 701. Monday night, some new stuff. Wednesday night, some new stuff.
Yep, Monday we'll be on In the Crosshairs with JD. That comes on at 11:30 Mountain, 12:30 Central. We'll probably be discussing a new poll and a few other things, and we'll see if they accept the challenge there, Mr. J and Mr. Todd, with a little count down the range.
Bring it! Yeah. I'm just saying.
He's in. He said he's in.
Really? I'm in.
Gotta make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm in. Let's make it happen.
We got the place. We just got to get the time going and the date, and we'll get it set up, Todd.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Let's make it happen. YouTube stuff on, was that Wednesday night?
Wednesday night, yep. 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain.
Every Wednesday night. Yep, every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central. You can catch our live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and www.gunsandthe701.com. And if you want to see a pretty cool short, you can go on our Facebook page or YouTube channel. I took some friends out from California last night. We were shooting the 50 cal. My buddy's fiance, she loves shooting the 50 cal. It's pretty sweet.
Guns of the 701 best podcast on iHeart, by the way. So make sure you subscribe and all that stuff. Make sure you check that out too.
100%. 100%. The link to that's on our social media pages, Todd. If you can't watch it, go on to iHeart and listen to the podcast.
All right,
best
guys.
one you're ever going to hear on iHeart.
Amen, brothers. Have a good weekend. Take care.
You too. Thanks,
You too, Todd. See you, buddy.
All right, man. Guns of the 701.